Please tell me I look skinny.
Hello? You're currently on the phone with KCK. Yep, that's me.
Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, whenever you're listening to this. Evening, night, middle of the night road trip, wherever this is playing, I'm happy. Again, reminder, I love that you listen on any platform, but please watch on YouTube, occasionally at least. On today's docket, I just have a list of things that I want to for sure talk about. One of them being, is Zendaya and Robert Pattinson's new movie questionable, or are some people taking it too far? That's a good one to talk about. We have a few things in Lady Gaga news, some good, some bad. Post Malone has some new news to share with us. It seems like it could be a new album. My favorite restaurant has opened a sister restaurant, or maybe a daughter restaurant, maybe a kin restaurant. Anyway, my favorite restaurant had a baby. I don't drink Pepsi, but I was actually very, very disappointed with what they were doing, and they actually made the right move. So I'm back on liking Pepsi, which is good because they own Poppy. And Pamela Anderson has yet another thing she'd like us to buy from her. That sounded condescending. It wasn't condescending. I think she's great. Hello, everyone. It is Wednesday, April 8th. I felt productive yesterday. I did a lot. I had to go to the airport to pick up some people, and so while I was waiting in the little waiting area, I went to the bookstore. I think it's called Hudson News in the Salt Lake Airport. Anyway, I got this Vogue. I was realizing the other day I haven't been to Barnes & Noble in a long time, which is probably good because I can spend quite a bit of money there, but I got the Vogue with Doja Cat on it, and I have not read it. Vogue, it's a journey to read Vogues, I will say. Also, do you guys want to see how I read magazines sometimes? Because my hands get sweaty, and I learned, maybe I'll have to show you. Hang on, I know exactly where they're at. Okay, thank goodness I have all my Kim Kardashian magazines organized. This one, I think, was the time. No. When did she break up with Kanye? Anyway, this magazine, you can't really tell, but if you look closely right here, you can see my fingerprints from where I started to sweat while I was reading Vogue, because I'm not kidding, it takes forever to read these articles, which, I mean, that's a good thing. We should be getting what we're paying for. So anyway, I went and bought a whole new one because I didn't want to have fingerprints on this. And if it was like a mediocre magazine, which I try not to buy every magazine anymore because there's too many, I wouldn't have bought another one. But look at this. This is iconic. I wonder what the pictures are inside. Yeah, like old-fashioned house ads, like what beauty things were popular at this time. This is May 2019. Sorry, this is like not interesting to anybody but me, but this is when she's talking about her going to law school. I mean, just look, I'm obsessed. That's her kitchen that everyone hates because it's like industrial. It's her second kitchen, just so you know. I truly just love. Okay, let's look and see if we find some ads in here. Like, who was the face of? We have Revitalift by L'Oreal. Is that even still a thing? You know what? I don't think L'Oreal and Olay are obviously different companies. Olay is extremely slept on. I actually am going to go back to Olay because as much as I love my Outset sunscreen, look, Kendall Jenner was the face of Tiffany & Company. I don't know who it is now. Who is it now? Ralph Lauren. That looks like a knockoff. It's hard to say knockoff with Ralph Lauren, but looks like a knockoff Hermes bag. Oh, this girl. What is this girl's name? What is she from? Anybody that's listening to this, watching this, tell me. She's an actress, I know, but I do not know her name. She was the face of Louis Vuitton for a minute, but also Alicia Vikander was the face of Louis Vuitton 2019. I don't know who it is. I think it's Emma Stone right now. Oh, still Emma Stone. She seems like someone who wouldn't be because she doesn't have Instagram or anything like that. So she seems like she wouldn't be interested in doing these fashion campaigns. But you know what's funny? Well, it's not really funny, but this must be a thing they do, because this Rolex ad, it's about tennis. And then in this new ad, this new Vogue. Have I lost everyone? Is anyone still even listening? I know it probably sucks to not be able to see, hearing all this, but try and be more entertaining. Okay, why now can I not find it? That's so annoying. Ariana Grande is the face of Swarovski. We all knew that. There's actually a big ad about it in the Fashion Place Mall because they're bringing a Swarovski there. Okay, sorry. I guess I can't find it, but I was going to show you. It's because it's in Vanity Fair. Silly me. We'll get to that one in just a second. Here. It's the Oscar winners, but it's the Rolex ad. I'm having so much fun. Okay, anyway, so how I read magazines now is this the old one? How I read magazines sometimes, especially when it's hot, I literally will read them like this. Where like I'll have to set them on something so I don't touch them. But like I've honestly thought about sometimes wearing gloves. Like I'll hold the thing like this. And then also the worst is when you have them folded like this and then your fingerprints smudge the ink. Oh, this is what I was talking about. This is exactly what I was talking about. The Olay whips with the SPF. This right here. This is some of the best product ever. And I kind of stopped it. You know when you use something for a long time and you kind of don't realize like what it's actually accomplishing or doing? So you're like, well, I'm going to mix it up. But like there's nothing wrong with the product. That's kind of how this was. So nothing wrong with Olay. Sorry, nothing wrong with Outset at all. I just cannot afford it anymore. And it's very unfortunate. So I've actually had to cut back on a lot of things and it's not very fun. Anyway, I also got the Vanity Fair with Kylie on it. And I'm loving this like jockey, this like English style writing outfit style they're going for. My thing is, and I love hearing about it, but every article I read about Kylie, every magazine article, they're always talking about how she has like more followers than people in the United States, how she has this billion-dollar empire, how she has like created this era of influencing like, how am I supposed to read this? How am I supposed to explain to you what I'm talking about? Okay, yeah, this is exactly what I want to read to you. It says, let me offer some. Okay. It's a pretty straightforward bit of cinema verite. Kylie's friends were seemingly tipsy and hungry and arguing over a bag of the Good Crisp Company original potato chips crinkle cut. Pretty sure that's an ad because this is like all capitalized in here. No, I said before, and you can only have one. I've already given you three, Kylie said, brandishing the chip bag as a shield against her best friend, Anastasia. Stas, I actually do not know how to say this last name. And it makes me feel good because people that don't have weird last names have no idea the stress and the frustration of anytime someone tries to read your name and you can just tell they're not going to get it. So you just say it for them. It's like, it's not that big of a deal, but it's actually annoying. This last name is KaranikoLaou. Is someone out there that can pronounce that for me? Let me know. Anyway, okay. Who's lunging toward her and the bag of chips. Why wouldn't you share, Kylie? The video racked up nearly 65 million views. Let me offer some comparisons. The video of Charlie Kirk's memorial posted on Instagram just got over 28 million views. The month The Atlantic posted its first-hand account of administration officials sending classified communiques, its entire website got 30 million visits. The 3-hour podcast episode of the Joe Rogan Experience featuring Donald Trump, which is cited at the reason he recaptured the presidency, has more than 61 million views on YouTube. All that pales in comparison to Kylie and her fellow inebriated, incredibly attractive friends arguing over a $5 bag of chips. So yes, like that is cool, but they're always talking about her, like her following. You know what I mean? Like I get it. That's a huge, massive achievement, but like can we talk about something else at least? Like they're always talking about her, how much she sold her business for, how many followers she has, this and this and this. And maybe that's what they want. Maybe the publicists are telling them that that's what they have to talk about. But it's just interesting because I swear every magazine article I read about her, it's always like it's like the same thing over and over again, just like people use it in different terms, you know, like they speak in different terms. Anyway, I love this. I can't get over it. Okay, and then sorry, I don't even know. One last magazine. The Harper's Bazaar with Anne Hathaway. Obviously for Devil Wears Prada 2. Also, well, I guess that's not true because she has that other movie coming out, Mother Mary. Is that actually coming out before? Let me see. I don't know if I talked about this. I think Heather Graham is, maybe I did because I talked about White Lotus last week. I think Heather Graham is like making a comeback. You can always tell when like celebs are like starting to come out of, I don't even want to say retirement, but like their hiatus. Because they start like just appearing random places, like podcasts, especially. That's usually the start of it. Morning news shows like the Today Show or Good Morning America, talk shows like Live with Kelly and Mark, the Kelly Clarkson show. You know, I mean, obviously that's how publicity cycles happen. But and then they'll just like appear in random movies and like really random roles to like get the public to remember them because they have bigger roles coming out. That's who I'm talking about is Heather Graham. She's the one from I'll always remember her from Austin Powers, but she was in The Hangover. She's been in a lot. I do remember us talking about her because she was in a lot of stuff. But it's just interesting because like everywhere I look, her are popping up in articles about her. Okay, Mother Mary comes out April 17th. So that one comes out before The Devil Wears Prada 2. Now, I was trying to think, I was like, are there any other actors that have as many things coming out as Anne Hathaway and Zendaya this year? And I had a hard time thinking. I mean, obviously there's probably some, but yeah, like we talked about last week, Zendaya has 5 projects coming out. One just debuted, which we'll talk about in just a second. And then Anne Hathaway has just 9 upcoming. I don't know if they're all this year. It's crazy. So yeah, she has 5 this year as well. She has Devil Wears Prada 2. She has Mother Mary, The Odyssey, The End of Oak Street. That one actually looks really cool. Did I talk about that? That's the one where they wake up and it's like they're in their neighborhood, but half of their neighborhood is gone and it's now like prehistoric times. The Platt family bands together to navigate their new surrounding after a cosmic event transports their suburban neighborhood to some unknown place. Comes out in August, and I think it was produced by J.J. Abrams, I want to say. It's got Ewan McGregor, which, if you haven't seen Robots, you must see Robots because he plays the main character in that. Yeah, J.J. Abrams, from producer J.J. Abrams, written and directed by David Robert Mitchell. I don't know what he does, David Robert Mitchell. He's the writer and director, and he has done movies such as... Oh, all right. Well, I'm not very impressed anymore. It Follows. Apparently, I'm one of the very few people that dislike that movie. That movie was not it. I'm sorry. I did not like that movie. Essentially, it's a scary movie, but in essence, it's like about an STD. So if you haven't seen it, I don't recommend watching it, but a lot of people liked it. So that's, he's only directed four movies, and that's the only one I would know about. Oh my, there's 2 more. Untitled It Follows sequel, and then They Follow. So they must be doing 2 more of those movies, which is weird because that movie came out in late 2014. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. Yeah, so anyway, there's my magazine haul, but I felt really productive yesterday. I woke up, I exercised. What else did I do? I exercised, I sprayed some weeds, I did some yard work. I went and I had to feed the sheep. I had to feed them 4 big, huge bales of hay all by myself. Then I had to drive to the airport and pick up some employees that we have coming in. That's where I was able to get these magazines. I say we, like it's me. It's my parents who I work for. And then I came home. What else did I do? What did I do when I got home? Came home, fed the horses, and I went straight to Costco and bought a new battery for my lawnmower. Just praying. I finally put on this belt of this lawnmower. It's like because I have a fairly big yard. So to mow the lawn, I actually don't mind it, but it takes 5 hours if you do it with a push lawnmower. And I have one of those like spinny ones, that go really fast. But the belt broke 3 years ago, and I bought a belt to replace it. And I just, in my mind, I'm like, I don't think that I have the mental capacity to fix that, and I don't like the frustration. I think this is where Adderall has helped me. I am able to accomplish a lot more tasks than I would previously. Like I don't get overwhelmed as easily, and that is massive. So I replaced this belt it took me, maybe an hour in total. And then I put a new battery in and the lawnmower works fine. I could have saved myself so much time if I would have just done this. So I did that, then I mowed the lawn, obviously, and came in. I took a nice, luxurious bath, and I went to bed. And now I'm here. I don't know if any of this is going to make it in the cut, but I'm just going to keep talking. Okay, what did I do this weekend? I only saw one movie this week, which is actually, that's more than most people, I think. The Drama, that's the Zendaya one I was talking about. And I told you guys the movie reviewer. I like to call her a movie reviewer because I think that's what she is. Maybe people will consider her a critic because she does have opinions and sometimes stuff I disagree with, but I don't know. I do not want to become a movie critic. That's not the goal I'm going for. I want to become a movie reviewer. I want to become someone that people come to watch because they want to know my opinion on things. And I know that sounds like a movie critic, but I don't know, that there's just something about movie critics, they're not getting what the general public wants. A lot of people don't like the new Mario movie, which I don't get that. But the critics especially do not like it. And yeah, okay, so the popcorn meter is 89%. That went down like 1 or 2% from last week. The critics one is 42%. And I mean, I read the stuff to you last week. Like the stuff they're looking for is just why? Why? It's like they want to ruin the movie theater industry. It's like they want people to not go to the movies. Like why are they on such high horses, you know? But what I'm getting at is Grace Randolph, she would not even review this movie because of the subject matter of it. And I'm like, I wonder what could have happened. And to me, it sounded like it was just like one little piece of the movie. No, it was a fairly, it was almost the whole movie. I don't even know, like, am I supposed to allowed to say this on YouTube? I don't know how to even approach this. The movie was very good. I actually enjoyed it. It was like a rom-com. It was doing well. It was kind of like Materialists, where it was doing so well until it just kind of wasn't. But it didn't get as dark as Materialists. It kept being lighthearted throughout the movie. Basically, Zendaya and Robert Pattinson are getting married. Everything is great. They love each other. They're so happy together. They're just in pure bliss. They go to this dinner to decide with their friends what they want to have served at their wedding. And while they're there, they kind of get a little tipsy. And I don't know how it happens, but it comes up like, what's the worst thing you've ever done? And so each friend goes, and then Zendaya is the last one. And she brings up that she was going to plan a mass, I don't know if I can say that, a mass pew-pewing. And anyway, one of the people there does not take it well. The others are kind of like, oh, it's fine. It's probably not what we think. But as we get more into the movie, it's like, no, she like really was going to go through with it. Like it was a big thing. Like why? But it honestly was kind of good because it was like they were asking questions like, well, why were you going to do it? Why did you not do it? What were the events that led up to you doing it? What gave you the idea? Where did you find out the information about it? Like, how did you get a hold of a gun? It actually, there was some good parts of it, but I understand why she didn't want to review it. This movie, I liked it. I gave it, I think, a 4 on Letterboxd, 4 out of 5. But it's not one I really need to see again in theaters. It's just interesting. Like, the thing that is interesting to me is on a subject that's so controversial that the wrong factors, it could tank their career. So the fact that Zendaya like took this massive, massive, massive risk, because I personally haven't heard anything in the public about it. People saying, it hasn't like blown up on Twitter or anything, or like TikTok videos that I've seen at least. But like, I feel like if Sydney Sweeney were to be in this role, it would be a very different conversation. I'm not trying to defend her or not defend her, whatever, but I think everyone understands what I mean. So it's just interesting. It's like the caliber of fame and respect that you have to play a role like this would be really hard. I got invited to go to it again, and I'm like, I've already seen that, but I'm like, have you guys seen the Mario movie? And they're like, yeah, like don't waste your money. I'm like, oh. I'm like, well, I like the Mario movie, but it's to the point now where a movie has to be very, very good for me to go back to watch it, because I see so many movies now that finding the time is hard, and B, money, obviously. It's like not cheap to go to the movie anymore. It's like over $15 to go to a movie, which is why like the movie credit club is great. But I mean, when you see upwards of 6 to 7 movies a month, the one credit doesn't do much. I mean, you do save money on online fees and stuff like that, but so anyway, the movie has to be super, super good. That I enjoyed it a lot for me to go back and see it again, because anyway, just because of the time. If I had time, if I had money, I'd probably go see it again. But yeah, I don't know. What did you guys think? Do you guys see the movie? What did you guys think of it? Was there stuff that you were like, that was questionable? Did you think like I had a friend on Instagram that he posted the picture of the poster, and I said, what did you think of this movie? I'm still trying to like wrap my head around it. He's like, oh, I loved it. I've seen it twice. He's like, I don't really see anything wrong with it. So I'm like, it's like very like people are either really upset about it. Maybe not. Maybe just the girl in the movie that was really upset about it. People are starting to think that she's the villain, actually. It's giving, what's his name? Nate? Nate something from, is that his name? The Devil Wears Prada boyfriend, where everyone like just collectively agrees that he is the main villain of that whole entire movie. She's kind of giving that. People are lumping her into the category with him. We're like, is she the real villain of the movie? Because she, I don't know, the way she handles it is very annoying. I will say that. All right, Lady Gaga news. So apparently she has a new song. I think this one is confirmed. She has a new song coming out with Doechii for Devil Wears Prada 2. But there's a rumor that she has 4 other songs coming out, which that's usually kind of unheard of. You usually get like you make one song for a movie and then it's like an album, with other artists on there. But this one, the Devil Wears Prada 2 trailer features original Lady Gaga and Doechii song reveals in the plot. Oh, I didn't even realize that when I watched this trailer. No, this isn't what I want either. Have you guys seen I'll put these up here, but have you seen the posters for the Devil Wears Prada 2? I think someone said this a long time ago, but it's giving like the posters for Catching Fire. No, what's the last one? Mockingjay. Yeah, like the last movie, The Mockingjay, the second one of the Hunger Games. Okay, so now on this, it's saying, oh no, here you go. It says rumored songs. Reports suggest Lady Gaga might have up to 5 songs on the soundtrack, including titles of like Shape of a Woman, Kiki with Madonna, which is huge because Madonna was not very nice to Lady Gaga when she was coming up. French Lessons featuring Chappell Roan, and Energy featuring Peggy Gou. I don't know who that is. Anyway, supposedly Lady Gaga is making a cameo in it. I think a lot of people are because they're filming their version of the Met Gala. So I think there's just a lot of celebrities going to be in it. But also, in sad news, she had to cancel I think it was her very last show in Montreal. I think it was the very last one of the whole entire Monster Ball. No, I think that brings up hard feelings. The Monster Ball is one of my biggest regrets of not going to. I can't fathom missing it, and I did. But to be fair, I was in 9th grade, and I had no idea how to buy a concert ticket, so that's on that. But anyway, the Mayhem Ball. Apparently, she has some sort of laryngitis or some kind of like sickness that the doctor's like, I highly recommend you do not do this show. And she canceled it just because she's like, I wouldn't be able to give you the performance that you deserved. And knowing her, she loves to put on a show, the best show possible. I think that to her more than anything bugged her. But yeah, it must be pretty bad because I don't know. I've been to 2 concerts now, 2 each of Katy Perry and Taylor Swift, where they both in the middle of the show are like, sorry, I'm getting over the flu. I hope I'm giving you the best show I possibly can, but I'm powering through it. I'm like, I had no idea. You're doing amazing, sweetie. And yes, I did have my episodes mixed up. So I think they're back to normal now. And I think this is episode 134. If not, we're going with it. Okay, so I'm not sure what this was, but I don't know if it's an actual new album or if it's a greatest hits album or what, but Post Malone posted a photo and it's like of a piece of paper and it says side 1 or side A, side B, and then tracks 1 through 20, and then tracks 2 through 40 or something, or 1 through 20. So there's 40 of them. But it says Post Malone has officially teased his upcoming full-length project titled The Eternal Buzz across his social media platforms. The highly anticipated release is heavily shaping up to be a massive 40-track double album divided evenly into 2 20-song discs. Now, you know what I want to happen from this? I want people to complain that this album is too long. Because we got that from Beyonce and we got that from Taylor Swift, Torture Poets Department. So if we don't hear that from this, it's misogyny at its finest, and I will be very upset. I don't mind 40 songs. I actually listened to Torture Poets Department yesterday for most of the day, and I'm like, wow, it just keeps going. I'm like, this is wonderful. This is a great album, and it keeps going. Why are people complaining? Why are you guys like the way you are? I don't mind long albums. I don't understand why people do mind long albums. It's really weird to me, but anyway, I just want you to bring the same amount of energy and hatred that you're bringing towards those other 2 highly successful women. It says the massive album teaser follows his highly successful 2024 country debut F1 Trillion and arrives on the heels of his new announced Fall Asia Tour featuring Don Toliver. I love Don Toliver. Well, I love the song that he has with Doja Cat. Post Malone is officially back in album mode, and he's not holding anything back. Fresh off the massive record-breaking success of his 2024 country album F1 Trillion, the chart-topping superstar took to social media to tease his next highly ambitious project. Titled The Eternal Buzz, the upcoming release is already shaping up to be a sprawling 40-track double album and signaling a major creative dump from the genre-blurring artist. I'm not trying to bash on country music, but like I liked him when he was like in his is it pop, R&B, not R&B, maybe it's R&B, but like what album am I trying to think of? Like Better Now. You probably think that you are better now. That line in that song, it's so sad. I promise, I swear to you, I'll be okay. You're only the love of my life. That's like the saddest bridge ever. Promise, I swear to you, I'll be okay. You're only the love of my life. You probably think that you are better now. Anyway, yeah, so that's exciting. I like Post Malone. His favorite restaurant actually in Utah reopened recently, the White Horse. I've actually never been, and I think they have one at the airport too. But it burned down. I shouldn't laugh. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. It burned down, and that along with two other restaurants, I think, and then two other ones weren't able to be rebuilt. But White Horse is back up and going, and apparently he like at one point he was frequenting it like once a week. So people are like, if you want to see him, just come here like every day, and maybe you'll run into him. Okay, this is news to me. So Cheesecake Factory, I knew they had like sister companies. So like at the Venetian, my aunt and uncle are like, we found this new restaurant you have to go to. And like, mind you, we all collectively like love Cheesecake Factory. Every time I see them, we bring like, it's always brought up like, what are you getting at Cheesecake Factory now? Like we just went the other day. And so like, you have to come to this restaurant. So it's in the Venetian. It's called the Grand Lux Cafe. I'm like, wow, this is like very like food wise and portion size and vibe is kind of like Cheesecake Factory. It's because they own it. Cheesecake Factory owns it, but it's delicious. They actually do a really good breakfast buffet there, and they like make omelets right in front of you. It's actually delicious, so I highly recommend it. Grand Lux Cafe, which was created for the Venetian Resort in Las Vegas in 2019, they acquired Fox Restaurant Concepts. Now, this one I love because I love this other restaurant that's in here. I didn't know this, including North Italia, Flower Child's the one, and Culinary Dropout. I don't know what Culinary Dropout is, but I've heard of it. Flower Child is good. Flower Child is giving Vessel Kitchen. It's giving aubergine. It's like healthy, really delicious food. They just opened one up at Mountain View Village. They have one in, I guess they have some in Arizona. My friend Trevor was telling me about that. They have one up by the U, kind of in Salt Lake. Okay, so this is actually on the Cheesecake Factory's website, and you can look at their. Oh, I love this! You can look at their stock prices on here. Their stock code is cake. That's what like, Disney's is like DSN or something. DSNY. Walmart's is like WLMT or something. Anyway, I love this. It's cake. Their stock price is $55.78 if you're curious. I don't have stocks, but maybe I'll start investing in Cheesecake Factory. Okay, so North Italia is a modern interpretation of Italian cooking in the upscale casual dining segment. North Italia serves to be a modern Italian restaurant with a neighborhood feel, offering classic Italian favorites with a fresh twist made from scratch daily. Contemporary design and decor elements, including larger dining rooms, high ceilings, and open kitchen layouts, coupled with a focus on exceptional hospitality and high-quality personalized service, creates a warm, lively atmosphere for guests to create memorable experiences. I don't know if this is the one that I'm thinking about, but they said that this is like a version of Cheesecake Factory with smaller portions. Okay, yes, it is the one I'm talking about. I just looked it up, and it is the one. So apparently it's supposed to be their new thing they're doing. They're building new restaurants. I just saw too that their Cheesecake Factory is opening 26 more restaurants this year. Anyway, we'll have to take a look at that. I don't know if there's any coming to Utah, but I do know there's Flower Child in Utah, and you simply must go because it's delicious. So if you're unaware, which I wish most of us would be, Kim Kardashian's ex-husband released a new album apparently, and it's unfortunate. He had like an opening night at SoFi Stadium, and it was like completely sold out. There's videos of white men dancing and jumping around, and it's like, this looks like a Nazi convention. It doesn't surprise me because that he released an album, Because how long ago was it? He's like, I'm sorry for everything I did and said. And I'm like, that's weird. Like, you're never sorry. Like, this is fishy to me. And it's because he's releasing a new album. But what I'm getting at is he's going to headline a festival in England, and Pepsi was like the main sponsor of it. And I'm like, that is very disheartening. But I found out recently they have pulled the plug. It says Pepsi and brewery company Diageo have withdrawn their sponsorship of UK's 2026 Wireless Festival after it was announced that blank blank would be headlining the 3-day event. The rapper, who goes by the name Ye, has faced backlash in recent years after making repeated anti-Semitic and offensive remarks. Pepsi was the main sponsor of Wireless, which will be held in London's Finsbury Park, July 10th to the 12th. Pepsi has decided to withdraw its sponsorship of Wireless Festival. We have informed the organizers of our concerns, and as it stands, Diago will not sponsor the 2026 music festival. Good. This is what we need. We need ginormous companies like this to not be supporting people like this. And if you're thinking, Casey, like you're being a little dramatic, no, he literally had an ad at the Super Bowl last year that had like a link to it, and it sent you to a pro-Nazi website. So no, it's not a big deal. It's not a little deal. It's a big deal, and we should be more outraged. And just seeing how many people were at his opening night concert it's disgusting. It actually was truly disheartening. Just when you think the world is getting maybe a little bit better, they just keep coming. They just keep doing terrible things, and people. What's sad about it is they're doing terrible things, and people keep supporting it. That's what gets me. It's like you see all these awful, awful people running our country now, rich and famous people who are just awful people, and there are people out there that still love them. So I don't know. It's sad. Honestly, it's very, very sad. Olivia Rodrigo has announced her new album. Finally, I've been telling you, it's about time that she does, and she has. It's called "You Look Pretty Happy." No, "You Look Pretty Sad for a Girl Who's in Love." These long ass titles these people are coming up with nowadays. You seem pretty sad. Pretty sad for a girl in love. You seem, see, I knew it. You seem pretty sad for a girl in love. That's not even it. I keep getting it wrong. You seem pretty sad for a girl so in love. Why? Like her other albums, Guts and Sour, and then she goes to this one. I love her website right now, though. It's very like cute. It's very Y2K-ish. It's giving those journals that you used to have to like, diaries that you had to like have a password to open up, those pink ones. The album comes out June 12th. I got an email. I wasn't really planning on buying a vinyl, but I got an email from Spotify saying, Olivia Rodrigo has made you something special. And it's a pretty disc. It's like a pink one, but there's a better one. There's a cooler one. She has this vinyl, and when you open it up, it's like a pop out, like a tree pops out of it. I love that. I think she said that she tried to write like a happy song, a happy album, but she just couldn't. Like it just like the angst and the sadness and whatever just kept flowing out of her. I am excited for this. I think I will try and relate to it as much as I can. I feel like I relate to a lot of her albums, even though she's a lot younger than me. I just feel like I was born a little too early. And I will say this till the day I die. I was born just a little bit too early, unfortunately. So, but yeah, I'm excited. She has a new single coming out too, I think. Let's see. Yeah, she has a new single coming out on April 17th. So Friday, April 17th, called Drop Dead. So love the title. This one I'm super excited about. So I've been listening to Khloe's podcast recently, and she says that they are starting to venture into new categories in the food sector with her Khloud protein. And they have chips now. They have Khloud Nacho protein tortilla chips, Khloud Sweet Heat Khloud Sweet Heat protein tortilla chips, and Khloud Buffalo protein tortilla chips. I have been loving buffalo sauce lately, buffalo flavored things. Actually, that's what I get at Chick-fil-A now. I got 2 Chick-fil-A sandwiches yesterday. I usually get ketchup with them. I got buffalo sauce, and it is so good. Plus, it's the sauce with the least amount of calories, just FYI. You can start to buy these. I think they'll be out by the time this comes out, but they release like the 10th or something. Yeah, they look really good. I wonder what the calorie count is in them. Okay, so they have 7 grams of protein and 170 calories per serving. There's about About 13 chips is one serving. I'm at about 4.5 servings per bag. But also, I didn't realize this. My friend sent me this yesterday. I hope it's real. I really hope it's real. They have, yes, they do. They have it. Yay. Okay. They have a birthday cake flavored Khloud protein popcorn. I am a fiend, a slut, whatever you want to call it, for anything birthday cake flavored. I love birthday cake. I love it with my whole entire heart. And the fact that they have this now makes me so happy. So trust I will be getting. Anyway, new Khloud products. Oh, this one I want to talk about. I watched the Lamar Odom documentary on Netflix. It's very interesting. It's very good. Khloe's actually in it for a lot longer than I realized, which makes sense because she was in that part of his life where like everything went down. So it would make sense. But it just kind of, starts off as like when he was a kid. His mom died when he was young. His dad, I don't think was ever in the picture, I want to say, but he's super good at basketball. He ended up going to college, and then him and his girlfriend got pregnant, and they had a baby. They had 3 kids together. Yeah, 3 kids, and then he was already signed to the Lakers, I want to say, and they had their third baby. And she said that she woke up one morning and she's like, "That's weird. Like the baby didn't wake me up. Like usually the baby wakes me up. Like the baby's still sleeping." And like her mom, like there were people in the house, and her mom was there, and she's like, "That's so crazy, mom, that the baby didn't cry last night." And they went in to check on it, and the baby had died, sudden infant death syndrome. And then kind of after that, they split off. The wife wanted to stay in New York, and Lamar wanted to go back to the Lakers. And then I don't know how shortly after it was that he met Khloe, but I don't know. It's really interesting because he explains to you the exact moment that he knew he was hooked. He was at a party in Miami, I think, with a couple, and they gave him a white substance, and he said that was it for me. I knew at that moment like that I had to have it. He's like, some people can go like a week without having it and just do it on the weekends or like every now and then. He's like I needed it multiple times a day. And then it talks about like how he started hiding things from Khloe. This is crazy to me that I forgot there was a scene in the Kardashians where she's like, "I had to find out that my husband had disappeared with some other girl, and I had no idea where he was." And so that story, he apparently ran away with some girl, and they went to some hotel. They were obviously doing drugs the whole entire time or whatever. And I guess she got fed up with them, or she was so high that she was like, something happened. And she ended up calling Khloe from his phone and said, "Come get your man. I'm tired of him. We've been doing drugs all weekend. Like you need to come get him." And she's like, "I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to call you. And so I called your mom first, but now I'm calling you." And then Lamar tells the story about how he's sitting in this hotel room and all of a sudden he just hears, "Hi, Lammy." And Kris Jenner walks around the corner. I'm like, could you imagine like Kris Jenner and all of her employees and her bodyguards just showing up while you're like crazy high and cheating on her daughter? I don't know. I can't. It's just like the scene from a movie where just like she disappears from around the corner. Anyway, it got to the point where they had to have an intervention with him, and it wasn't necessarily Khloe's idea. Khloe was like, I was becoming an enabler without realizing I was being an enabler. Um, she's like, I was just trying to do what I thought was best, which I think is what most people do in situations like this. They just try and mitigate the fires and like help and just like I don't know, like coddle and enable without really knowing it. So like she's like, I would go into hotel rooms after him and clean up. Like I take a cleaning crew in with me just so like no news would get leaked to the outlets. And she's like, so they wanted to have an intervention with him, and they told me to tell him if he doesn't get his act together that I'll file for divorce. And she's like, I didn't want the divorce. And so she did, and they're like, there's no way he's not going to go through with it. He's not going to agree with it. Like that's the one thing that will get him on the straight and narrow. And so she says it, and he's like, all right, where do I sign? Like she's like, he didn't even flinch. He didn't even hesitate. And he signed the papers and left. And that's when he went to that brothel in Nevada. Apparently, you're not allowed to have brothels in counties in Nevada with more than 400,000 people. So like this brothel was like 80 miles outside of Las Vegas, and they had this private suite. It was it's like a double wide trailer. And this girl comes in who had been entertaining him, and she's like, there's something wrong with him. Like something's going on." And they go in and they said he's just like completely incoherent. There's like white stuff coming from his mouth and his nose. And they're like, what did he take? She's like, well, he didn't take anything here, but he said before he got here, he had taken some white substance. But it turns out that he had taken some like sexual enhancer pills. And they're like, how many did he take? And she's like, he took like 12. He took like the whole thing. And they read the box and it says, do not take more than one within a 24-hour period. And he took 12. So then they had the ambulance come. They flew into the hospital, whatever. And Khloe, at that point, they hadn't been divorced because she didn't sign the papers. And so she shows up at the hospital, but Lamar's dad shows up. And if you know anything about the backstory of Lamar's dad, oh yeah, okay, so it makes sense now. He was not in the picture, but he's still around. He just wants money. Like, he doesn't care. He really does not care. So Khloe gets there and he's like, what are you doing here? She's like, I'm his wife. Like, I'm in charge here. And he's like, oh, well, because he thought he was going to be in charge because he thought they were divorced. And she's like, Joe, what's it going to take for you to leave? And he's like, I want $100, a new pair of Nikes, and a hotel room in Vegas. And so she's like, that's what I gave him, and he left. I've never seen him since. She said that, but then it got so bad that people were dressing up as nurses, security guards, like sneaking up into his room and like getting information and whatnot and going through his things. Like, she said that some dealers showed up into his room and were going through his things. And so that's when she put everything on lockdown. You had to get written permission from her to be able to even come up to the room. Kris Jenner's bodyguards were there making people sign NDAs. Like, it became a huge thing. He ended up having 12 strokes and 6 heart attacks. I mean, it's a miracle that he's alive. He mentioned that he saw Kobe Bryant in like a dream or whatever. And he says, he's like, hold on, like, don't come here. The afterlife is not what they make it out to be. Like, it's just hang on a little bit longer. And I'm like, that's disheartening. Okay. And you know what? You hear all these things about the afterlife is so great and so fun. I guess not for him. Anyway, they get him back. They like totally have to rehabilitate him. He has to learn how to walk again. Khloe's at the hospital every single day for months and months and months. She's showing him pictures of his family, like trying to get his memory back. Then she rents him a house. She rents him a house to recover in. And she's like, he had no phone, he had no internet, he had no connection to the outside world, like nothing. He had caretakers there or whatever. And she said one day she walked to the house that she was paying for and renting. And she said, once you walked into that house, like once you smelled the smell of crack once, it is the most foul, distinct smell. And she said, as soon as I walked in that house, I could smell it. And she said, so I decided to tiptoe around so he wouldn't hear me coming. And she walked in and there he was again, doing the same thing he was doing before. And that's when she told him, pack your shit and leave. You have 1 week to get out of this house and I never want to see you again. And so from then until was it this season or last season when Khloe and Lamar comes back to visit Khloe and everyone's like, she's being too harsh on him. I'm like, you guys, I don't like, do you realize what she went through with him and like what he put her through? I get he's an addict. Like, that's a thing. Like, I truly understand that. But like, she put a lot on the line, a lot of time and a lot of patience with him. And so I don't blame her for being mad. I truly, truly don't. I do not blame her for being upset and I don't think she's being rude to him. She's being short. You could tell she didn't want to open up, which is fine. Like, it's totally fine if you don't want to do that to someone who has done so much wrong to you. But yeah, apparently he's doing fine now. He's doing great. He wants to coach. He mentioned something about going back to the Lakers. I don't know if that means as a coach or like going back to play, but I'm like, can your body handle that? Like, are you going to be okay? I don't know. Apparently there's a museum in Las Vegas, a haunted museum. And they bought the bed and the robe and like made an exact replica of the room that Lamar, quote unquote, died in. And like you can go in and see it. But the brothel, unfortunately, for anyone wanting to go, has been torn down. So it is no more. The guy that owned it and the guy that was running it, two different guys, but they both looked like people that would own and run a brothel. Just saying. So the May Vogue, I was really worried that this was going to be another digital cover because a lot of good magazine covers end up only being digital covers, and I hate that. I hate that so much. And I was afraid this was the same, but I think it's real. The May edition of Vogue has Anna Wintour and Meryl Streep on it. I mean, what an iconic. I mean, like, that is one that is going to be a keepsake for me forever and ever and ever. I mean, a lot of them are, but you know what I mean? Like, there's certain magazines to me that are so special, and I'm like so grateful I have them. I'm so excited though. I cannot wait. The new music video for House Tour came out as, obviously Sabrina Carpenter, Margaret Qualley, Madeline Klein, and I love this movie. It's kind of based on Hollywood in the 80s, and they just kind of go and ransack this house. To me, like, this must have been a joke because it looked like they had a male gonna be in there, like a male star, co-star, whatever. And people are like, "Oh, I know who that is. That's Hudson, whatever his name is from Heated Rivalry." But it was fake. He wasn't in that movie or in that music video, unless I missed it. But I don't think I did. Anyway, it's really good. It's like a fun one. I love it. I love when music videos are actually like fun again, not just like boring plain backgrounds. You know what I mean? So again, I think that's one of the best songs on the album. She'll be headlining Coachella. At this point, she'll have done it for a week, one weekend, and then she has one more weekend left. Yeah. So I go and watch that. Hailee Steinfeld and Josh Allen had their baby girl. I don't know a name of it yet, or of her yet, but I'm excited for them. There's a Taylor Swift lawsuit. I don't know how much I want to get into this because like the girl has no feet to stand on, but this girl, it's always happens too. After about, I don't know, 6 or so months of massive success is when lawsuits start to happen, or even longer, just when like something is successful and then all of a sudden there's a lawsuit about it. Apparently a girl is claiming she's suing Taylor Swift over the copyright of um I don't even know what it is. What is hers called? Okay, Las Vegas performer Maren Wade sued Taylor Swift in March 2026 for trademark infringement over the album titled The Life of a Showgirl, alleging it conflicts with her established Confessions of a Showgirl brand. Everyone's like, girl, we've never even heard of that. Like, this is kind of like when the now defunct theme park in Utah tried to sue Taylor Swift after she released Evermore, because that's the name of the park. And they said that, I love this so much. They said that it was causing such mass chaos on their site that their site crashed because people were going to their site instead. I'm like, I don't think that was happening at all. Also, if you went to this park, you would see that it was ran terribly. I went once and the like concessions out front of this little stand and the chips were expired. Like, oh my God. They just had randomly blocked off sidewalks and like half finished buildings. Weeds were everywhere. Like, this place was a mess. And it doesn't surprise me because of all the controversy I had before, like leading up to it, and they were always running out of money. Anyway, it just sits there now. It's just there. Like it's just this huge plot of land in this very, very highly sought out after area. So I would imagine they'd sell it. I can't imagine someone's gonna open it again. Anyway, they tried to sue her over the name, and she came back and said, "That's fine, but we will be taking you to court over all of the unpaid royalties that you owe to all these artists." And she like listed a bunch of artists off that you are using their music in your parks, but you're not paying them. And then they dropped the lawsuit. Surprising, shocking. So same with this girl. Like, the only similarity in this is like Showgirl. And so like, I mean, of a Showgirl, whatever. And like, you can't trademark Showgirl. So I don't know. It's just interesting. It's interesting that people think they can take on people like that. I mean, sometimes they do win, but like, you have to have a very, very, very good like case, and this is not a good case. Animorphs, do you guys remember those books? That's like they slowly turn from like a ferret into a man, or a man into a ferret, or like a man into a snake, or whatever. Apparently, that is getting a series on Disney Plus, and Ryan Coogler's company is directing it. Could be interesting. I don't know much more about it than that. Kim Kardashian and Lewis Hamilton were in Tokyo together, and apparently they were drifting. I don't know if they were just drifting or if there was like an event they were at, but they were like this vintage Ferrari. You know what? I'm just gonna double check that that's real. Can't be too sure nowadays. Kim Kardashian, Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, it's true. It says Kim Kardashian and Lewis Hamilton make their relationship Instagram official with high-speed Ferrari drive. Kim Kardashian is seen in the passenger seat of Hamilton's Ferrari saying "that's insane" in the video. The reality star 45 and Hamilton 41 went Instagram official on Monday, April 6th in a new Instagram reel from the Formula One driver. The two are seen in a high-speed drive in the video, which showed him whipping around his Ferrari F40 at the Daikoku parking area in Tokyo, Japan. "Here we go again, Tokyo Drift Volume 3, Hamilton wrote in a caption. So is this an event or is this a parking garage? I'm confusion. Anyway, love that for them. You know, he's dated a lot of people as we went through that one time. So, you know, maybe she's the one for him. I don't know. As long as he's nice to her. Like, Amanda Bynes is apparently signed to a record label, and she was releasing a single on April 10th called Girlfriend. I really hope it does well. I hope it does well. I hope she's okay. really hope she's okay. It's really sad. So Kylie has another venture. I should have talked about this when I talked about her magazine cover. This time with hydration, but it's partnered with her. Come on, Why is this not working? This time it's not vodka, it's hydration to probably recover from your vodka. It says, fueled by the principle that proper hydration allows you to look and feel your best. Kylie Jenner has unveiled a K20 or K2O, like H2O, by Sprinter as an extension of her vodka soda brand. Sprinter K2O is rooted in functional hydration and beauty. As a beauty fan herself, Jenner acknowledges that healthy skin goes beyond your daily skincare routine. Beauty has always been at the center of everything I do, and creating I want to say K20, K2O by Sprinter feels the natural next step. It's all about that glow and starts from within, whether you're getting ready for a night out or taking a moment to reset the next day. K2O fits right in your routine. Don't know much more about this. Oh, the Advanced Skincare Hydration Mist is available in strawberry, lychee, peach, watermelon, and lime, and a variety pack. They will be available for purchase on the brand's website. Oh, here we go. How much are they? A package of 30, I'm guessing, is $40. It does look very good. This, oh, that's unfortunate. Only a packet of 20. It's $40. But if you get a 2-pack, you get 40. So that's not it. I'm sorry. It's just too much. I can't. I would love to be able to buy everything, but I can't. Let's see. It has 10 calories in it, 2 grams of protein. That's pretty good. Sodium, 260 milligrams of sodium. I don't know if that's kind of what keeps you hydrated is salt. Anyway, whoever they get to do their branding is really, really good. Obviously, they're the Kardashians, but you know what I mean? Aubrey Plaza expecting a baby, which it's surprising because her husband passed away not too long ago, which it's not undoable, but yeah, with Girls star Christopher Abbott. I don't know anything else that he's in. Christopher Abbott. Okay, he's very attractive. Oh, I've seen this. I've seen this movie he's in. Oh, he's in Poor Things. Oh, I didn't like that. Oh, I haven't seen this. Never mind. I have not seen this. The movie he's in that I thought it's called It Comes at Night. He's in Poor Things, Wolfman. It looks like he likes to do scary movies. A lot of stuff that I don't know about, but apparently the thing he's most known for is Girls, which I've never seen that show, and I've been told I need to watch it, so maybe I should. I don't know how true this is, but apparently Sia is ordered to pay $42,000 a month in child support until her son is like 18 or 19, depending on when he graduates school. That means she's making a lot of money. What is the percentage? What is the child support percentage? In Utah, child support isn't calculated using a simple flat percentage of income. Instead, the state uses the income shares model, which calculates a base support amount is from a state mandate table and then divides that amount between parents based on their share of combined income. So that gave me nothing. Income share percentage. Your specific portion of the base amount is determined by your percentage of the combined income. For example, if you earn 60% of the total income, you are generally responsible for 60% of the base support amount. I don't know what that means. I'm so sorry. I'm not savvy enough for this conversation. Okay, last thing we'll end on. Pamela Anderson has a new product she'd like us to buy. She has furniture now, and I really like her aesthetic. It's very like wicker, like gardeny, lush green, like read a book in the garden type vibe. Pamela Anderson's new furniture collection reflects her very analog way of life. Pamela Anderson is undoubtedly on a winning streak when it comes to her career. Her recent roles in The Last Showgirl and Naked Gun earned plenty of praise, and she's poised to continue this run with a number of upcoming projects, including Rosebush Pruning, where she'll star alongside Elle Fanning, Callum Turner, Kristen Stewart, and Riley Keough. That is a great lineup. Wow. Okay. But all of that aside, perhaps the best part of her career renaissance is in the recent years, the world has gotten to know her new sides of fresh-faced beauty. At 58, she's a cookbook author, cinephile, avid gardener, and writer of a deeply personal Substack journal. But her penchant for reflective thinking, slow living, and nature is anything but new. Okay, so I want to know, is this the name of the company? So the brand is called The Sentimentalist. Olive Atelier. So I think might be just a collab with someone. I don't know if it's like a full-on line, but it is like Patty. Oh no, they do inside furniture too. Launching Tuesday. I want to see. So I think she just collabed with someone, with a company. But I want to show you some of these pictures because this is exactly what I'm going for in a vibe for like a backyard. just lush green. Willow trees, I just love. So yes, hers I think is exclusively outdoor furniture, and I love it. It looks very classic, very, I don't know. I'm obsessed. Love the striped pillow. She says, I grew up by the sea. I thought she grew up in Canada. I remember our tiny cabin on the rocky beach. The wood turned silver from the years of salt and weather. Even then, I was drawn to things that age and soften with time. I love like distressed type furniture, like distressed stuff. Paintings, those mirrors that have, what do they call that? Like where like some of it's come off, like it's kind of distorted. Furniture that holds you at dawn, pieces that grow more beautiful the longer you live with them. The best objects become part of your rituals. When I first discovered Olive Atelier, I recognized the same reverence for imperfection and sentiment, a belief that the things we live with should feel soulful, storied, and meant to last. This collection feels like home to me. Unpretentious, a little French. See, love a French style house. I want a French farmhouse style type of house. I want to have windows. I was thinking about this yesterday. I want to have the window coverings that are like half of the window. So like you still get the light from the top, but like people can't see in. I love that. Pieces made to be used, worn in, and lived with. I'm so excited to share with you, and I can't wait to see how you live with it. So this is launching Wednesday. It must be next Wednesday because today is Wednesday. But I wish you could see like how much stuff is. Let's just see one of their things and how much they're selling it for. Okay. What I thought. One Evermore. We were just talking about Evermore. Evermore slingback chair. This is just a regular old chair from a regular line that they have. Is $1,000. So I don't think I'll be buying that anytime soon. I also don't have my own backyard. So yeah, I won't be buying any of that. Anyway, I almost forgot. I was going to say we did everything, but we did not. We have one more. Nikki Glazer has a stand-up special coming to Hulu. It's called Good Girl, I think is what it's called. Yeah, Good Girl on Hulu, April 20th. So if you still have not like come around to her or like listened to her, she's so good. You guys have to. She's fantastic. Anyway, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this randomness. I hope you enjoyed my little magazine tutorial on how to read a magazine without getting fingerprint smudged on them. Remember to subscribe, to comment. Please comment. Like I will respond. And if there's something you want me to talk about, I feel like I have to do this. Okay, I have to do this because I forgot to do it last time and someone asked me about it. So I can't be saying, ask me to talk about stuff and then not do it. So, I talked about, was this 2 episodes ago, how most of the Mormon Wives cast are now executive producers on the show, which I feel like was a mistake this early on. Like we talked about, the Kardashians are executive producers of their show, but they're the Kardashians and they're over 20 years in. The problem with that is that you can start making demands and start halting production like they've done. In the meantime, since that, The Bachelorette has been canceled. Jesse has filed for divorce. Jesse was on Call Her Daddy. Jesse has been seen with Mauricio. Jesse has been seen kissing Chase, or was found out that she kissed Chase. Michaela, what happened to Michaela? Michaela, some of them have gotten very big that they don't really need the show anymore. Usually that happens after a while of a show, and people can kind of stand on their own 2 feet now. They don't really need the show anymore. Anyway, I was like, what do executive producers do? Because it seems like you just slap your name on anything. And I Googled it, and it says that they are not in charge of like the day-to-day. This is kind of what I was thinking was the case. But they're not in charge of like the day-to-day production. Like they're not running around like setting up sets and like, whatever. They're in charge of like the financing, where the financing goes, just like the big decisions behind the scenes. Also, a lot of people want them because it looks good on like a resume. So like another reason I'm talking about this is because Amanda Seyfried had no idea she was even an executive producer on The Housemaid. She's like, I had no idea. Like my team told me that like months after we were done filming. She's like, I don't know what I did. She's like, I didn't do any executive producing. So it's just like a fancy title to have on your resume to make it look better, So in all reality, Trevor, sorry, there's no really good answer for this. It's just a fancy title and a way to have more power. It's a leveraging way for agents and managers to get their clients more money. Like you do end up making more money in the end. Yeah, it's not like they're behind the camera like saying action or anything like that. It's more logistics wise. So Anyway, that's that. Okay, now, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, review. What else? What else do I want you to do? I don't know. Thanks for watching. And I hope you have a great week. Yeah. Yeah, I hope you have a great week. And scene.